Hello map game enjoyers, it's me, Strategy Games Task here, and welcome back to another episode of the Russia campaign within the new Victoria 3. Now last episode, we built some serious industry in southern Ukraine, and this'll, give us some steel mills by which to build the rest of the economy. And also, we waged some war in Central Asia. Not really sure what this accomplished, actually, but it was fun. It was fun. Anyway, today I got another video for you. So last time, we took some very aggressive actions. We, did military stuff, etc., etc. But it didn't really help the economy as shown by our deficit, because actually the military, between the many dollars that we pay for military buildings and the massive military wages, generally has a negative effect on our economy. So this time what we're going to do is we're going to try and build, the economy through other means. And the main means by which we will increase the economy is through the government. Now, we have marginalized the intelligent individuals within our country, the intellectuals, you could say. And I don't know why the game does this, but it starts like this. So if you're playing Russia, turn this off earlier. We got to stop suppressing the intellectual. This should allow them to grow a little bit larger, and then we will be able to pass reforms that they support, and those reforms generally will help us create a better economy. Just on a general level, we're going to start producing some textile mills because our economy is really bad for the impoverished within our nation, which crushes our standard of living. And because of our poor financial situation, we are actually going to have to resort to some, different methods by which to build our economy. At first, instead of producing stuff ourselves, we're just going to import it from anywhere we can. And this should alleviate the burden that is currently being placed upon our poorest citizens. This is definitely a healthy method by which to build the economy. It's definitely not temporary and won't blow up in my face in about 3 minutes when I can no longer import this stuff. On a more general note, I just feel like I need to live in the trade lens a little bit more and a little bit less in the military and construction lens, because one thing we can do is we can create a customs union that contains a bunch of other nations and then exploit them through trade, which that would be pretty cool if we could do that. Next up, we have our government that we can reform. So right now we have autocracy, which gives a lot of authority. Okay, it makes us pretty strong. It gives a lot of political power to the aristocrats, but no, we don't want that anymore. We want landed voting now, which is supported by the industrialists, intelligence, and the trade unions. Trade unions not looking so good right now. Anyway, let's hope it passes. 27% is a pretty good amount. However, in this game, it's not like Victoria 2, where all you needed was the majority of people within your house of government to pass a law. Now you need to be able to get these RNG dice rolls right and hope that when roll this at the end of a certain amount of time period, we get the success die and we are successful in passing landed voting. That made no sense, I'm sorry. Just notice that 23.2% of the population can read, and I thought that wasn't very bad until I hovered over it and I found that we are number 229 in literacy across the world. What? I honestly cannot believe that we have that few literate. I think the events in this game are pretty weird because there's not really flavor through events. It just edits things in the game, like statistical chances. I mean, I do appreciate the plus 10% enactment chance, but really, what if there were real events? That would be great. Anyway, I'm working very hard here to give the people the right to vote. And that's why, if you live in the United States, you should vote next week. The midterms are coming up, and they're important. So please go out and vote. Thank you. Never thought I'd become a YouTube channel that advocates for voting rights, but here we are. Okay, so I have been doing some serious industrial tax. At the beginning of the game, the Russians do not have many industrial tax, which is, sad and disappointing. But basically, I've just invented the atmospheric engine. Now, the atmospheric engine increases the efficiency of your mines, but only if you have coal. So it's definitely a good idea to put these on your coal mines first before anything else, just because that'll increase the supply of coal, so you don't have a massive spike in the price of coal. Still, they do consume a lot of coal, and now I'm going to be building coal mines for literally the next 20 years. Just imagine how cool it would be if we actually had the money to build a lot of stuff. That would be fantastic. I like how every time I build wood factories, I just get a little part of my country that looks like Brazil after they've deforested a massive part of the Amazon. But hey, at least we get that sweet, sweet wood. All right, there we go. Landed voting has been brought to Russia. Unfortunately, I did radicalize the Orthodox Church. That definitely won't have any negative consequences down the line, right? Oh, and it literally doesn't matter because the Conservative Party in the Gentry Assembly is going to win this election. Come on, please, no. This is not what I wanted. Okay, so now we've kind of got to decrease the amount of power that the Gentry Assembly holds. This is kind of difficult to do because, 33.1% of the population likes them, but our ultimate goal here is to pass this lovely reform, which is serfdom, and we don't want serfdom anymore. We want this one, serfdom abolished, but it really makes the Gentry Assembly hate us. But right now, the way the game is working, basically, anytime our farmers make money, it's kind of eaten up by the aristocracy. So in order to make it so we can tax that income effectively and become a more prosperous state, we need to get rid of serfdom. And I know all the Russian aristocrats in the chat right now are throwing a fit about this, but hey, it has to happen. It is for the future of Russia. Oh, and the Octobrists won. Why does it have to be this way? I like how we don't take any legitimacy hit if we put the rival party of the Octobrists in the government. So we're going to put them in the government and see what happens. Oh, the Orthodox Church did not like that. I am not quite sure why. But really, let's be honest, I don't care about them. Now that we have the somewhat liberal party in power, we can go to laws, we can do serfdom abolished. Now, it's kind of a long shot to abolish serfdom here, as you can maybe see. The Gentry Assembly would really hate that, and also the Orthodox Church would really hate that. But as long as we're only radicalizing the Orthodox Church, things will be okay, because if they rise up in a civil war, we can probably win. But the second I see that will radicalize the Octobrists, not happening. There's a price to pay for freedom, but a civil war with the Octobrists is too high. Well, folks, it happened. So essentially at this point, if we were to get rid of serfdom, the Gentry Assembly would become radicalized, and then there would be a civil war. So we can't do this anymore. We're going to have to live with serfdom for a little while. Now, how do I get rid of the Gentry Assembly's, power within this country? I have no idea. Words honestly cannot express the amount of joy I get from watching the GDP graph increase slowly. It's amazing. Okay, here's what we can do to try and pass serfdom. If we do this, local police force, which I think might increase government spending, which will suck, will allow us to make the Gentry Assembly a little bit happier with us. So maybe we can pull in some realpolitik here, give them a little bit, and then we will give ourselves a little bit by getting rid of serfdom. What in the world is happening? We are at war with Prussia? Okay. Definitely not scared for my life right now. I don't even know how this happened, man. We are currently at war over, they want to subjugate Ruttenberg, and then we want, what? Dude, when did we add this war goal? Tell me, when did we add this war goal? This must be like a scripted event or something. I have no idea what is going on. But we are maybe going to clap the Sicilies at this battle? I swear, I have lost control of this game, and it is doing whatever it wants now. Okay, we got local police force. Okay. That's not good. I don't know if that is because of this reckless war with the Prussians, or that could also be just because I passed reform that I don't have the money for. This game is really confusing sometimes. Germany, I really think that when this was supposed to happen is, 50, 60 years from now, man. I've developed a new war plan. Let France beat the Prussians, and I will stay here and win a bunch of defensive battles. Good plan, guys. You have to win the battles for this plan to work. Not like this. The German army encircled my boy. Come on, guys. You have to clutch up this time, please. Not again. Okay, so the moral of the story is maybe it's a good idea to do military tech, because if you don't have the military tech, It's not even funny. I shouldn't be laughing. Oh, look at that. The French massive encirclement. Yes, the French are good at war and definitely don't surrender. Hey, shout out to the Russian economy. Made a massive boom during this war. Never would have expected that. But I swear, the only reason it exists is to prop up this anemic defense of a military that we have. Oh yeah, France encircled the entire Prussian military in the south, and now they are pushing north into the Rhineland. It's over. This is a dub. Pretty please let me pass serfdom during this war, please. Actually, no, I'm not passing serfdom. I'm abolishing serfdom. I got to get that right, or everybody's going to make fun of me in the comment section. There is no way. France just capitulated. France, you were winning, man. Why? Why would you do this, France? Now I have to capitulate because I'm not going to be able to beat the Prussians. Pain, suffering, terror, all of the above. I ask you, what in the world are we spending all this money on our military for? If the first time our troops see any other troops, they just get run over. But I have figured out that building these government buildings in like one in every state, turns out that increases your income quite substantially. So I'm going to keep doing that. What a government. Literally all of the groups that are not marginalized make up the government. It's beautiful. Oh, I see. The gentry assembly, if we pass serfdom, they'll be angry again. Who would have thought that abolishing serfdom in Russia would be difficult? Not me. Just realized our economy is kind of pitiful, and we're not going to be able to fall back upon serfdom to magically come and fix the whole thing. So we're just going to deficit spend. You know, to be honest, deficit spending, not the world's greatest thing in this game, but I'm so desperate. And what are we going to deficit spend for? Massive investments in textile mills. In World War II, the Soviet Union said, in every hand of even civilians, there must be a gun. But now, in this version of Russia, in every city, there must be a textile mill, and in every hand, there must be a pair of underwear. And for some reason, I sounded a lot like Ronald Reagan when I said that. Maybe it's because Ronald Reagan loves underwear. You heard it here first, folks. Map game is killing my brain cells, and I know it, but I can't stop. Anyway, folks, I feel like this is where I'm going to end this one. Serfdom, very hard to get rid of. I actually did not expect it to be this difficult. So maybe if you're playing your first game of Victoria 2, play a different nation, because you definitely would have caused a civil war there. People just love the aristocrats too much, and you can't get around that, unfortunately. Anyway, I'll be back in the next episode. I need to take revenge on Prussia for the humiliation we suffered at their hand. Our massive military did nothing. It is weak, and I don't know, it'll be improved. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. This is not my greatest content, but that's okay, because I'm getting better at this game, and then I will take it to, traditional videos. That'll be a lot more fun. Another episode of Victoria 2 A to Z might be on the way, so keep your eyes peeled for that, and I'll see you all next time.